Welcome to Isis in the Bible, the Winter Gathering, week number 5, Flatline. The question for today is, what does it mean when your heart skips a beat? Ever notice your heart when it skips a beat? Did your doctor ever tell you your heart is skipping a beat because you don't feel it? What does it mean? Is it something good? Well, when we edit the video, we'll add the responses, but we got some awesome and amazing responses. It's, alignment. It's an alignment. It's a beautiful thing. Gets you back on the beat of the drum. Really cool. I used to get anxieties when my heart would skip a beat. Now when it happens, it's a feel good for me. It really is. Because when you know you're infinite, you don't worry. You don't. So a couple things. We talked about February 1st. Was there going to be any, energy's increased for so many people. I get that. So it all depends on your experience and your chart. I just wanted to mention a couple of things. There was a supposed Learjet crash in Philadelphia on the 31st. Energies were high, right? Neptune aligned with the North Node, and the moon was coming up on it. So on that day, on the exact time they said the crash happened, Mars was aligned the heart of fortune. So something's being burst, and there's fire, right? At that exact time. And of course, when there is an airplane incident, Icarus will always be at play because it's the wings. People are flying. So it really is a divine message. Ceres is on the harvest line at that time, so people can leave the visible. Right? Definitely. And then, of course, we knew that Black Moon is on the harvest line. That's Spica, this harvest line between Virgo and Libra. This is the harvest line that you have to set your astrology to if you want to see how the Phoenix rising and all that works. Again, that's there. So harvest was at play. So was there an actual plane crash? Was it both a plane crash and an implosion? Because when you go over to the site, and you look at, there's cars burned everywhere. Okay, it's like, and when you go look at the site and all the pictures, it just does not look right at all. It really doesn't. So Mother Nature always does these implosions, and I've seen them happen in my own backyard next to the gas meter, because the gas meter and the way the gas flows through the pipes, it will create a dielectric effect in there, like a static charge. And I saw pockets of the dirt around it start imploding. So you see holes going in and noise, nothing going out. So that kind of makes me wonder. So again, this was the alignment we talked about, right? On that day for February 1st. So what else happened on February 1st? There was a refinery explosion on February 1st in the city of Bonacci. It's in California. Does it mean something? I don't know, but I like following them and following the energies. There is a bit more. Like I said, this was the one we kept talking about. When the divine feminine's at play, it's about water. It's like when the levee breaks, when the womb breaks. She drops water. That's why when you hear water drop in your house somewhere, or you have a water leak, you go look at the cardinal points, and Mother Mary will be at play, or at least her black moon or the moon, or a combination of them. So it's when the water breaks, something's going to be born, isn't there? Absolutely. Well, on February 1st, Queensland, Australia, had a 1 meter of rain fell in 48 hours on February 1st. My brother says, okay, that's great, but If you could have predicted where it was going to happen, then it'd be more believable. Well, no, the energies are 100% predictable, but where they're going to happen, it all depends. It really does. So bridges were washed away, homes were submerged, causing widespread destruction. Mother Mary's home. So this is like the womb breaking. Something is being birthed. And we knew all those alignments. So I'm going to jump to this. Look how much water there is. There's a garage. You see it? That's a whole lot of water when all those alignments with Mother Mary that we were predicting in the sky, right? And this is part of Aquarius, the flood. So those flooding waters, we're going to see those signs, but we're being flooded on the inside with pure water that wants to cleanse us. So that's what happened on February the 1st. There is something going on in the heavens. There always is. We're always being cleansed in a beautiful way and being shown beautiful signs. So just, like I keep saying, let's stay heart-centered. So this north node that aligned with Neptune went retrograde. It does these mini retrogrades, and it's going to I just noticed it yesterday, that it's what do you mean it's going to go align? Okay, yeah, it did the retrograde. So it's going to align again on February 7th. So we'll see if we get any more signs on February the 7th. So it's like an electric pulse, just like we're talking about with a flat line, right? So when you get a pulse, when your heart stops for that, okay, so then you flat line, you leave the visible. Well, what happens? You regenerate and become a brand new baby. Because this is pure. This line is pure. This is the black line. This is Mary stepping on the snake. So when your heart misses a beat, it's an absolute pulse of pure love, energy that wants to, like you said, it's trying to get you to the beat of the drum, align with Mother Nature, all those beautiful things that we said, 100%. There's nothing wrong with you. You are being righted. You are being loved. So when you know that, you can greet it with gratitude, and you can say, oh man, this is really cool. Thank you so much for that. Now look around you to see, am I out of alignment? Or it could be just put me already in alignment, like who was saying, Cece and a couple others said, well, it could be relationship. I see somebody that I'm falling in love with, and that you both meet, and your heart starts skipping a beat because your path and her path are now coming together, because you're on a labyrinth of choices. And because you want like this, your whole beat of your drum is sending these pulses. That's what Tesla calls a scalar wave. It's not a wave. It's just an infinite pulse that has no amplitude, that is cleansing every cell in your body. And that's the truth in physics. And Cece was heading down that road. So I got a couple of videos. One's 5 minutes and one's, I think, 3 minutes that we should listen to together, because it's really cool. I'm not sure if you heard of Bill Donahue, but I made this little, see, if you go and you flatline, you go through the black hole and you pop out the other side and your heart starts beating again, right? Because it's like the inside of the magnet, the black hole and the magnet. You flatline, you come back out. It's the same thing when your heart skips a beat. You're going through that center, you're changing path, and you come out on the other side. Every heartbeat, we do that. So this one's called Use That Power Within You. Tammy Malash sent that to me. This is awesome.
What am I talking about? Why is it that it's so important for you to come into meditation? And why is it so important for you to raise yourself above the thoughts of the mind? Why is it so important? Not only because Jesus Christ said to do it. Take a look at page 148 in your little Bible, Romans 8. Romans chapter 8 and verse 7. Sure, you got problems. Sure, things go wrong. Sure, things hurt. Sure, things are sad. Sure, you get depressed. Sure, you get sick. But Carl Jung was a psychoanalyst, and that's why you're all here. You know why you're sitting so many people in here? If I'm teaching about Jesus Christ tonight, there'll be 4 people. You know what it is? Nobody trusts him. How can you trust anybody that says he's God? What the heck is this? But a psychoanalyst like Carl Jung, this guy you can trust. Well, he says there's nothing you can do about this tension. There's nothing you can do when your mind goes cracky like that. What does Paul say? Romans 8, look at verse 7. Because the carnal mind, that is your human mind, is enmity against God. It is not subject to the law of God, neither can it be. Your mind is not capable of obeying the law of God. That's why Jesus said, take no thought. That's why the Apostle Paul said, be renewed in your mind. The carnal mind is not subject to the law of God, and it cannot be subject. You know what the carnal mind is? The carnal mind is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. There are good things that come out of your mind, but there are also evil things that come out of your mind. And most of the time, we can't discern which is which. That's why the admonition, do not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Eat of the tree of life, which is in the higher realms of you. So the carnal mind then is filled with these tensions that come in. You know, there's people sitting right in here, right smack now as I'm talking up here, and you're getting conversations going on right in your head. And there's a guy talking to you right now. And when you go up those stairs, he'll still be talking to you. And when you get in your car, he'll still be talking to you. And when you go to bed, he'll still be talking. And he'll rip your life and he'll take you and he'll make you sick. And Jesus Christ has just said, you got no business talking to that guy. You should be talking to me. But I hang out in the upper room. Carl Jung agrees with Paul that this tension, you know what he calls it? Autonomous. He says it's autonomous. In other words, it is independent of the guidance of consciousness. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. There's nobody can pray about it. There's nobody can lay hands on it. Lady sat here today. She's like, mother is sick. She's got something wrong with her eyes. And she's, I've been praying. And I'm saying, God, send us this, send us that. I said, wait a minute. Jesus Christ said to you last week, I have given you this. I have given you that. I have given you everything you need. What are you doing with it? Why are you asking him to send you something when he said, I have left you with everything that you need? All you have to do is obey me, open that treasure chest, and let it flow. You don't have to ask him to send you anything. He's asking you, why haven't you used the stuff I gave you, and why haven't you done with it? But here's an interesting thing. Carl Jung says that the energy released in these tensions, okay? The energy released in these tensions attracts and gathers together various psychic contents into constellations or galaxies inside of you. And you know what he says happens then inside of you? You set up myriads of different personalities, all inside of your psyche. You may have 20 of them, all vying for control of your life, all vying for your attention, all trying to get you to figure out, all vying for this and all vying for that. All the time, while you're thinking you're living a very normal life, inside of your little colonies of psychic energy, where they're trying to change your mind or trying to get you to do this or do that or do the other thing. And you have no idea what's going on. And Jung says that these little energies are so strong that they function as small personalities within the total personality. Do you understand what he said? What he says is that inside of your mind are a myriad number of little personalities, quite maybe objective to the type of person you are, trying to get you to change. Sticking little things and turning on the little psychic telephone saying, hey, guess what? You want something to worry about? I'll give you. You might be sitting here, fairly comfortable. But in a minute, you can think, something you got to do Thursday. Boom, boom. And from now on, you don't hear nothing, because all that's coming into your mind is what I got to do this week. What's coming? Because your mind is not capable of being here. Your mind is either thinking of what happened last week that got you in such kaputs, or what's going to happen next week. The pendulum swings, and that's time. And you know what time is known in the ancient mythologies? Chronos. You know what the other word of Chronos is? Saturn. You know what the other word for Saturn is? Satan. And he swings the time back and forth, and he makes you sick. Because as you dwell in it, your immune system goes down, and you start to pick up all kinds as your mind is racing. And Jung says the only time you can be at peace is when you take the pendulum and stop it. Put it in the middle. Put it in the middle. And, here's Jesus Christ, our Lord, saying, if your eye be single, your body will fill with light. Did you know he said that? Do you know what the single eye is? The pineal gland in your brain, which is limp like a wet rag because we haven't bothered with it. And do you know what happens when you energize it? It secretes a hormone called melatonin. Do you know what that is? The skin lightener, lightener, lightener. Your body will fill with light, Jesus said. Melatonin is a lightener. You know what the doctors in the university up there in Richland, Washington found out? Melatonin, when it is released by the pineal gland, destroys cancers. Why don't you do it? Why? Why doesn't your children do it? I don't understand it. I really don't.
So Romans 8:7, because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not the subject to the law of God, neither indeed it can be. So like we've showed you, the glyph for God is Mother Nature's spiral, right? There's the G and there's the D. So this is perfection, love, the connection with Mother Nature. So we're at enmity with God, when we're at enmity with Mother Nature, when we're not in that divine, perfect self of love, when we stray this way or stray that way, that's what he's really saying. This what this exact means, when we're not enmity, because love is the point in the middle. Love is here, that black hole. This is where everything recharges. This is the flat line, folks. The flat line. You can see a little hole here, right? That's where everything came from, the no thing. And then God is the process. It doesn't matter what we call it, but this is what the Bible is talking about. And these symbols are on the Egyptian walls. It's when we get out of this perfection is what they're talking about. When we swing, we try to go too far away with our thoughts and not be in line and in tune with the beat of the drum. That's why our heart skips a beat. When we're all of a sudden, when we feel love, the heart skips a beat, right? If we're not on the right path, the heart skips a beat, giving us, hey, we need to get back on the right path. It's a beautiful thing. This guy is really amazing. I'm not sure if you heard this one, but this is really good. This is going to hit home for many of you.
Exercise, y'all. Here's what we're going to do. Let's locate the soul. At the count of 3, we're going to say hip hop. Here's the exercise. Count of 3. We're going to say hip hop to ourselves. Don't say it out loud. Say it only to yourself. At the count of 3, in yourself, we're going to say hip hop. Don't say it out loud, just say it to yourself. 1, 2, 3. The great master would then ask you your second question after that exercise. The question would be, who just spoke? That's right. Who just spoke? Who just spoke? Let's do it again. At the count of 3, don't speak out loud, speak within yourself. 1, 2, 3. What voice is that? So, this is, you just spoke and did not move your mouth. That's the mind. Come on. Take it in slow. This is 5,000-year-old techniques. When you walk into the ancient systems, Egyptian, Kushite, when you walk into the ancient Ethiopian systems, you did see know thyself on the wall before you walked into this. You saw know thyself, but that was for everybody else that didn't have knowledge. They would walk by the mission and say, yo, they say know thyself. Wow. Nah, this is what you were supposed to do. It said know thyself. The priest would say that without moving your mouth. And you would say at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And right when you said know thyself to yourself, you found yourself. Because the self that spoke was not this. The Most High. This did not move. This voice did not speak, yet he spoke. Let's go further. You heard yourself speaking. How is that possible? How can you hear yourself speak and you didn't speak? Your mouth didn't say no word. You said, and you heard it. This mouth did not speak and these ears did not hear you speak, yet you spoke and you heard yourself speaking. If you close your eyes, you can see your future and your past. What is the vision that sees your past? He said imagination, which is, by the way, the Western term for soul. Image. imagination. When you imagine, you are projecting yourself. Yeah, you call it imagination. Some say consciousness. Some say soul. Some say inner light, inner person. Yeah, that would be true. But let's get it straight. These two eyes do not see your past, yet you see your past. These two eyes do not see your future, yet you can see a future. You see it. Imagine this. You see your future. These eyes are not seeing that. You can speak without the mouth. You can hear without the ears. We're locating the soul now. We're locating the first you. The you that projects this you. This is not KRS-One. Leg, arm, head. This is not KRS-One. KRS-One is that voice inside. This is the projection of KRS-One. KRS-One, though, is not a physical thing. It's an idea. Again, KRS-One is not the physical thing you're looking at. This is what I am projecting to you. This is what I want you to see of me. But the real me is that voice, is that sight, is that hearing that does not need the physical body to exist. The ancient priests would say, read that on the wall. Know thyself. Don't say it out loud, say it to yourself. You would go away baffled. Know thyself. Oh, that's what. Know thyself. Not know thy body. Know thyself. What is that self? Well, you exist without the body. You have ears, you have eyes, you have a voice that's vibrant. Without this mouth, these ears, without any of this. None of this is necessary for you to exist. The ancient priests would let you know right there is no death. Because if you can speak, see, and hear now without the body, when this body drops off, you're still speaking, hearing, and seeing.
That's right.
Powerful, eh? So going back to what Bill said, Carl Jung says the energy released in these tensions attracts and gathers together the various psychic contents into constellations or galaxies inside of you. And you know what he says happens then inside of you. You set up a myriad of different personalities all inside your psyche. You may have 20 of them all vying for control of your life, all vying for your attention, all trying to get you to figure it out. When you learn astrology, each one of these is an essence. And they have a message. And when you're picking up that message, that is from yourself, you, that real self that KRS-One speaks about. Vegas counting, and there's 21 there. I know I did it too. But I counted one for moon and the north and south node. That's what these are. These are all your essences of you trying to talk to you. So when we listen to all these guiding signs and we stay in that moment and we understand that skip of the beat and all these beautiful things and these essences, when the skip of the beat, when an animal comes and shows you that beautiful message and how to guide yourself home. And that home is, like he says, where we're in that middle and we understand who the self is. We're infinite. We're infinite. So now I want to give you an example of how this works. So I'm over a friend's house and we get into talking about, because we're having meetings on meters and how we're going to, people have done it. You remove the meter, put your own meter on there, and now you don't have to pay for any bills. Peggy's going to appreciate this because she's in on these conversations. Yes, you heard me right. You're paying for the meter. You're not paying for the electricity. Electricity is free. So their whole system exists because of this meter. So we're having a discussion and they said, oh no, they never changed our meter to a smart meter. So I went outside and took a picture. I went back inside and the power went out. So within a minute after me taking a picture, the power goes out. But I know enough to know that this is me, the collective, the higher self, the self that's all unifying, speaking. I had an alarm set on I knew there was going to be something happening, and I made an alarm set for 1:10 p.m. because the moon was going to align Mother Mary and the black moon. In my personal chart, the black moon was aligned. So I'm part of it. So here you go, right at 1 p.m., right along the 1:10 alarm that I had set up, the power went out in South Windsor here and there. And you can see also in California, it went out where Mother Mary sits, because she sits on the California coastline right now. But here's the thing. At 12:41, I saw this after. I asked people to send me pictures of their meters, but not one image has been sent to me from my contact in the UK to see if his supplier can supply us with the meters we need. So I sent him this picture. So this whole thing happened because it was supposed to happen, because the inner voice, our inner self, is making us unify. We're unifying, folks, and we're listening now to that inner voice that we don't have to see and we don't have to hear. It's that beautiful, loving essence of the one, of the unity, of God, of Mother Mary, whatever you want to call it. So I just want to tell you that we're going to talk next week about the immortality, mastering the Naga. Because across ancient traditions, the Naga, the serpent, the cobra, symbolizes wisdom, transformation, and immortality, a force woven into both Egyptian and biblical accounts. From the Uraeus cobra of pharaohs to the lifespans of Genesis, reaching upwards of 900 years. Yes, you heard me right. We can live up to 900 years if we want. We find echoes of forgotten truth. A time when humanity lived in harmony with divine energy, sustaining lifespans far beyond today's limits. You're going to reincarnate anyway, so you can choose to stay. So that's when you master that flatlining, you understand it. And that's what this cobra means, mastering this Naga, mastering those serpent sine waves and bringing it more towards the middle spot, just like what he said, mastering that to stay towards the middle point. So that's the tree of life, the Kundalini, the Egyptian initiation, all points to the same lost mastery of this life force. But the life force meaning keep the force at a minimum, stay closer to the acceleration, the gravity, the love. This week next week we will explore the sacred serpent's connection to longevity, uncovering the ancient knowledge that holds the key to spiritual regeneration and divine inheritance. That's why the cobra is here. The cobra is here coming out of your third eye because you're mastering the waves and you're soaring more like the buzzard up top, which does immaculate conceptions, and it's only the female. They don't waste that life force energy called sexual. They don't. These are all female. They're showing us immaculate conceptions. That's where we need to get to again if you want to stay in one long life, I should say. So with that, I'm just going to thank you, Rev Cat, for sharing this video. This is awesome.
Some days it's the sun that's beating down on me. Either that or it's pouring rain. It's a roller coaster world I live in. One thing that's keeping me sane, honey.
Isn't it great to know that we're infinite? We're going to be able to visit all these places. And we can live till 900 years old, right? And we can go there. We can visit all these beautiful places and go sing with them. That's all we have for today.